Round 3 update from the PGA Championship at Valhalla. This is Max Homa on the 12th hole, 27 feet for birdie. And he gets it to drop. That moves him to 6 under, 2 under on the round. Max, one of the guys who's making a bit of a move here throughout his round. Here's your leader, Xander Schauffele, approach on the 4th here as he tries to place this one for a birdie attempt. Nice little chip here. Probably wanted to get it a little bit tighter. He did miss the birdie putt and tapped in for par. He remains your leader. One shot over Colin Morikawa at 12 under. And then we have some names we haven't seen on page 1 in a bit. That group of golfers sitting at 10 under par. Justin Rose, one of the big movers on the day. He's at 4 under through 10, 9 under overall. Shane Lowry, though, so far 6 under, having one of the best rounds of the day. One of the guys you didn't see there on page 1 was Scottie Scheffler. And Scottie Scheffler not necessarily having a great day today. We're going to talk more about that with our guys, Joe Musso. Let's go out to Valhalla and join Joe with Rick Gehman and Kyle Porter. Kyle, I got to give you credit because earlier you were questioning what we were going to see from Scottie today, if there's going to be a letdown. I don't know if you'd call it a letdown or a faceplant at this point. Joe, I'll let you guys discuss it.
Yeah, Jeremy, we've got a golf course right now playing more than 2 strokes collectively under par to this field, and we've got the world #1 3 strokes over par. We've taken in those struggles from arm's reach over this last hour and a half, KP. This is a Scottie Scheffler we have not seen before, at least in quite some time.
Yeah, and I kind of took that to give credit to Joe. That was a Joe Musso take on Friday night, just talking about how much adrenaline was going through Scottie Scheffler on Friday when he went to jail on Friday morning, came back, shot 66 to kind of get in the mix at this major championship. He hasn't been very good from tee to green so far, Rick. He has really struggled. It started at 2, right? He hits that the shot in the bunker off the tee at 2, and then ends up here on his second shot. We were sitting there talking like, just make 5 here, and he didn't.
First off, let's pump the victory lap on Scottie Scheffler's bad round. There's plenty of holes left to go here, but this is jarring. You know, number 2 is such a difficult hole.
Yeah.
All 3 of those guys bailed right. That's fine. Scottie did what he never does, which is compounded the error and missed left.
Yep.
The 3 putt on 3 is brutal, and this was way too much club off the tee on number 4. Puts himself in a really awkward position, and I don't know what's going on, Joe, but he is unable to find the bottom of the swing arc when he is chipping, because he has hit some of the worst chips and pitches I have ever seen collectively and consecutively on the last couple of holes.
To me, this is his body just not responding type thing.
Yeah.
Like, I really do think what you said on Friday night is instructive here, a come down from the high of Friday afternoon.
Yeah, you're so wrapped up in everything on Friday that maybe you just almost remain in shock and play golf that your central nervous system knows how to, with some time to digest. And then the other wrinkle to this, his caddy, Ted Scott, not with him on this day, returned home for his daughter's graduation. The importance of that, maybe to stop the bleeding in a situation like this, it's the golfer hitting the golf shots, KP. But when things start turning the wrong direction, talk to me about the importance of having that guy there, that normalcy next to you.
Yeah, it's certainly different. You know, golf is so unusual in that you're out there by yourself. You're all alone out there. The only person that you have there that's on your team is your caddy, who can get in your ear, who knows what you need to hear at different times. Scottie's a pro. He doesn't need that much, coaching or talking up or anything like that. But it's been an unusual week, Rick, and I think that kind of unusual nature, it might be a little bit more important, more imperative this week than perhaps just a normal Scottie Scheffler week.
Yeah, Scottie should be able to break par carrying his own bag, so I'm not too worried about that. I do think there is a little bit of something to it, just trying to get back to the normalcy of a golf tournament. As we know, creatures of habit are these guys, and it's not just Scottie though, Joe. If the golf course, like you mentioned, is playing 2 strokes under par, maybe even a little bit deeper than that. You wouldn't know it if you looked at the final couple of groups. There's a lot of guys struggling out there. This leaderboard is getting jam-packed.
Skewing that number towards the negative is our guy, Shane Lowry, who he has a way of showing up in these majors. I know I was big on Shane at the Masters. I might have been a major early here. Out in 29, the watch officially on. But what about Shane Lowry's game? The first thing that comes to mind is not Valhalla. But what about Shane Lowry's game has allowed him to be in this position making the turn?
Yeah, it does not scream Valhalla when you think of Shane Lowry, but there's a couple of things. He is a very good short game player. He can get up and down from a lot of different positions. Now, he's not getting up and down for par here today. He's just making a lot of birdies. And I think over the years, KP, he has gotten much better in those ball striking categories. I think that goes overlooked, but he doesn't back down from a fight. You know, we've seen that on multiple Ryder Cup teams. Obviously, he has won a Claret Jug. He is up for battle, and when he gets into it, he's still plenty dangerous.
Yeah, you do have to wonder how much the Zurich Classic, winning that with Rory McIlroy, kind of put a charge into him a little bit. He wasn't very good at the Zurich and has been, I would say, kind of below average for Shane Lowry's baseline throughout the year. But he's hitting his irons really well this week, and I think when he gets into that groove, you're right that the short game is probably the first thing you look at. But when he gets into that groove with his iron play, he can really start getting out and galloping a little bit.
Saw the numbers right there. Next best rounds on the course belong to Justin Rose and Rory McIlroy. It was a bogey at the first for Roars, followed by a number of circles here, KP. I know that bogey sort of made you throw your hands up in the air after a Friday stuck in neutral. A bogey at the first. You were ready to write off Roars, but here he is on the first page of this leaderboard, a 9-under number, just 3 off the lead. Where are you at right now? You're nodding your head here off camera. How do you feel about Rory right now?
Yeah, I'm nodding it in the negative, not in the positive. I think the frustrating part about this is not what he's doing today. What he's doing today is what he should have done yesterday.
Yeah.
You can't go out on Friday. He shot a great round on Thursday. You can't go out on Friday and shoot 71. I mean, he was tied with and losing to some of the PGA Club pros. That's an unacceptable result when it's right there out in front of you to get in the mix on Friday. We'll see. It's going to take something really historically special, Rick, to really get in the mix in this tournament. But yeah, so far so good on Saturday.
Rick, where does Rory need to be over these final 8 holes to make you feel like, okay, the chase is back on, 10 years removed from winning here? Sunday it could be again.
This is another case of this week where the tournament is opening for him. The top of the board isn't moving.
Yeah.
Xander Schauffele's still at 12 under. Morikawa hasn't moved. Bryson, a little bit, but the lead hasn't gone anywhere. If he's within 3 shots going into Sunday, he's very live.
What does he need to shoot? 64?
Yeah.
So that would get him at 13?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, even if he gets in at 12, I mean, you expect this course to get harder throughout the day, and there is no momentum in the final 3 groups.
Yeah, but the one thing you always talk about that's really good is when a course is playing easy, you want more holes in hand, right? And that's what Xander and Morikawa and these guys have coming up behind him.
That's true, but you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But he's dodged plenty of bullets so far this week. If this just doesn't extend too far away from him, he's going to be live.
Lucky to be in shouting distance of the leaderboard right now, but luck sometimes is a part of it. As you guys said, lead not moving, still at 12 under. Others are moving. It might be that Friday 4-ball of McIlroy and Rose, both out here playing really good golf Saturday. Rick, an air of surprise to Justin Rose's day.
Well, those 3 Ryder Cuppers are like 16 under par, right? I mean,
Will Donald made the cut.
Yeah, they're going nuts. Look at this. Rosie gets 4 in a row and tacks on another at 7. He is his game has fallen apart in 2024. 2023 was really impressive. He had kind of really figured out the ball striking, and he put that together with one of the hottest putters on the PGA Tour, and it has just fallen apart. He could not get it going to start the new year, and this is by far the best week that he's had. And it's not for lack of a pedigree, KP. This is a former #1 player in the world. When he gets in the mix, he knows what to do. He's just, doesn't have full powers all the time.
Yeah, I think what's really interesting about this is it's emblematic of something that's going on right now on the golf course, which, because that lead pack is not out and running, you're getting a pile up behind them, right? And so now we've got, I don't know what the numbers are, but it looks like 10, 15, 20 guys within 3 or 4 of the lead. and it feels like there's just stuff happening all over the place. We got TVs, we got feedback. We got Justin's over here, Justin's right here. It's a smorgasbord at the top right now.
Rose, Lowry, McIlroy. I don't know if you guys can see it, but 2025 Bethpage, skilled golfers only.
Yeah.
You better beware. We got plenty more coming here, as it is for the taking. Saturday, moving day. The lead not moving, but some are moving towards it. Kyle Porter, Rick Gehman, Joe Musso sending it back to the studio.
All right, thanks very much, Joe. Thanks very much, guys. Great stuff, and yeah, we're expecting to see some movement, hopefully, later in the day. We'll get some more movement atop that leaderboard. If you take a look at, update things, Xander Schauffele still holds that one-shot lead on Colin Morikawa. Shane Lowry making a charge. 6 under for the day. He's now 10 under overall, alongside Burmester, Thomas Dietrich, Sahith Theegala, and Rory McIlroy. The guys talked about him. He's shooting 4 under for the round, alongside Justin Rose, as they both sit at 9 under, 3 shots back. On top of the stuff you're seeing here on HQ, the guys are recapping each of the rounds over on the First Cut podcast. You can download and follow wherever you get your podcast audio.